Hello, you beautiful people, and welcome back to Joeboy Racing. We've got some fantastic racing coming up this weekend, so I'll be previewing all of the main races from Newcastle, York, and the Curragh, and we've got some nice prices to get stuck into. So let's do it. First of all, we'll be starting off in Newcastle. We've got the 210, we've got the 6 furlong Group 3 chip chase. We've got short price Fav in here, kind of blue, and I think I'm going to take him on in this one. His run back was absolutely horrendous in France, had no kind of race at all, which was lucky for me because I was on the subsequent winner of that, Monte, at a big price. I still don't think he's going to be quite right. Obviously, they're going to be working at home, but for me, it's not filled with confidence that he's going to run a big race, although he is the class horse in this race. The one that I've decided to back in order to take him on is a horse called Ferris, currently at 13 to 2, 6.5 to 1. This horse absolutely loves the all weather, won over course and distance last time out, and I think he's going to run a big race. You got a good price there, 6 to 5 or 6.5 to 1, 13 to 2 to back each way. I can't see him finishing outside the placings. So for me, that is going to be the selection. Another one at a slightly bigger price is a horse called Anaf at 16 to 1. I think excuses can be made for his Ascot run last time out. So yeah, for the chip chase, the selection is Ferris. Moving on to the Northumberland Plate, Class 2 handicap over 2 miles, the main feature race from Newcastle at 3:15. You can make cases for loads of them in here. Really competitive handicap. The one that I've decided to end up on is a horse called Roaring Legend at 22 to 1. 5 places, Hugo Palmer horse. Fell out the back of the telly in a Group 3 last time, but step back up in trip and drop back down in class, I think will suit him to the ground. And I would be super surprised if he's not in the mix at the end. And at the price 22 to 1, even if he places, you're going to get some decent returns on your money. So that's going to be the selection for me. There's a couple right at the bottom of the market that are interesting, 50 to 1s and 66 to 1s. Al Razine is interesting. He's got loads of weight given by the top horses. Plus, he's got a £5 claimer, a good jockey, Warren Fentiman, on board. And with the amount of places on offer, I thought he could be interesting. He's got a decent draw, might be able to sneak into the placings at a big price. And also Imperial Sovereign, again 66 to 1. Same reasons. He's got a top class pedigree, not lived up to expectations. However, I could see him possibly being in the mix as well. So if you're not a big fan of the Roaring Legend selection, maybe jump on one of them too. If you think it's too competitive to get stuck into, jump on one of those and just have a small each way play. I'll probably be having a cover bet on one of those two. I'll decide on the day when I can get best odds guaranteed. Right, I'm going to mention a couple from over in Ireland at the Curragh. The 3:30 on Saturday, the Pretty Polly Stakes over 1 mile 2 furlongs, Group 1. Really competitive race. You've got Calpana is the short price fav. You can currently get Whirl second in the market at 2 to 1 at time of recording. I was on this horse at the Oaks Whirl. I think she's an absolutely cracking filly. Was so brave last time out. I think if the race wasn't run with her being a pacemaker and actually was allowed to sort of save up a bit more in the tank rather than just going for it, I think she could have won that race. Um, she's not going to be a pacemaker in this race. I think the drop back down in trip isn't going to be a problem. She got bags of stamina. She's won at the Curragh before, and yeah, I think she's going to excuse me, end up getting in a battle with Calpana down the home straight and just tough it out because she's a really tough filly. So for me, in that one, it's going to be Whirl. Calpana, super short price. I think 2 to 1 Whirl's not a bad price, and I can see her drifting out a little bit further as well. So Aidan O'Brien, Ryan Moore, a lot to like about the horse. So for me, the Pretty Polly Stakes, my selection is Whirl. Moving on to the Irish Derby, which is actually on the Sunday. 1 mile 4, Group 1. It's hard to look away from Lambourne. He was so dominant in the Derby at Epsom, but he did get the race run all his own way. He's currently trading at even price. He's evens, and that's super short. Rightly so, he's super short because of how impressive he was. But I think things did fall into place nicely for Lambert on the Derby, and I don't think he's going to be able to have it quite all his own way like he did. If he does, great. You know, you've got a top horse there, and it'll be a good story. But uh, for me, I'm not going to get stuck into this one. If you want to back Lambourne and get stuck into him at evens, I can't blame you for that because he does look like a top horse. However, I thought one interesting at a big price, 66-1, was a horse called Sir Dinadan for Rafe Beckett. It's not even Rafe Beckett's first choice selection in the race. You've got Pride of Aris, who I think is going to run better than he did in the Derby, and that certain factors will be more in his favour this time out. I believe he's around 8-1 at time of recording, so I couldn't dissuade you from having another go on him. But for me, Sedinadan 66-1. I was at Goodwood when he chased Amalok home. He did finish 3 or 4 lengths behind Amalok on that day, but he looked like he had loads more staying ability in him. I just think he bumped into a top class horse, and Amalok has subsequently come out and franked that form at Royal Ascot as well. One of my naps of the day going in. So yeah, so I'm not going to get stuck in. I'm going to have a small each way play on Sedinadan with 3 places up for grabs and hope that he can be in the mix and nab a place. I also want to give a quick mention as well at the Curragh. There's a couple of short price fabs. I think they're only up with 1 firm at the minute. Odds wise, they're both super short. They're both going to be short price favourites. A horse called Flushing Meadows and Lady Iman at the Curragh. I think they're both good things, to be honest with you. It's obviously going to be competitive, but if you look out for those 2 horses, Flushing Meadows and Lady Iman, I'm going to be putting on a double of both of those horses to win and getting stuck into them. So just a little mention of there. I'm not going to go deep into the form, etc., but both look like really good horses. A couple of good races at York on Saturday. The 225, we have the Criterion Stakes Group 3 race over 7 furlongs, and it's hard to look past Lake Forest here. He is short price 13-8, but he has the best form in the race, I believe, without a doubt. There's another horse in there, Paboris. Ed Bethell's talked him up massively, and he looks like a real interesting angle. So if the price is too short for you, 13-8, I think if you can still get 4-1 about Paboris, I'd probably back him each way. If the rain does come, I don't think it's going to, but if there's somehow some sort of Noah's Ark downpour and the ground goes to the softer side of good, I would be also backing Room Service. I was really impressed with him last time out at Haydock, but it seems, looking at his form, that he does run best on softer ground. So I think it's going to be a little bit too lively for him tomorrow. Another horse I want to mention is Lethal Levi. I absolutely love this horse. I always back Lethal Levi to my own detriment most of the time. He was unlucky last time out, but I'm not gonna back him just because I think 6 furlongs is his preferred trip. I think 7 furlongs doesn't see him to his best. He's gonna be the pace to aim at. That's why I think Lake Forest is going to do well. You've got Quinault in there and Lethal Levi that are going to absolutely romp off. And I can just see Lake Forest pulling out, preferring to have more pace to aim at because they run too slow at Royal Ascot for him to get coming off the pace. And yeah, it's very difficult for me to look past Lake Forest. So Lake Forest is the selection in the Criterion Stakes at 13-8 at time of recording. The next one we're going to have a look at York is the 3 o'clock, the Class 3 handicap over 5 furlongs. And I'm going to put up one at a bigger price here. You've got all your usual suspects in there. JM Jungle, Habuba is also around the same price as JM Jungle, who has won at York, beat JM Jungle at York. and has some really nice form, so I couldn't put you off Habuba. But the one I've sided with at a bit of a bigger price is Democracy Dilemma at 11 to 1. I'm not going to back him right now because I think he will end up drifting a little bit on the day as well. Again, he's another one like Lethal Lever. I backed Democracy Dilemma a lot. He's absolutely rapid. Um, but I'm putting him up as my selection to cause a bit of an upset. He's run well at York a few times before. I like the jockey selection on him. I hope he's going to be able to sort of hold him off a little bit rather than just trying to go from the front. I know he will go from the front, but just restrain him a little bit because he can put up some seriously quick furlong times, and hopefully I can see him making all and holding on at the end because he always starts to slow down and then others normally catch up with him. But hopefully he can be restrained a little bit more and just have enough in the tank to make it across the line first. So yeah, so we've got quite a few races there to get stuck into. Let me know in the comments if there's any other horses that you fancy, if you think you will be back in any of my selections, if you think that there's a dead certain thing that I've missed in there. And yeah, like and subscribe. If you watch this after the races, then let me know if you got any winners on my selections or if you have backed any of my selections. Oh, I forgot to do a nap of the day. I'm very tempted to put Whirl Up as my nap of the day because everyone seems to be thinking Kalpana is a good thing. And I absolutely love the filly. So I'm going to put up Whirl as my nap of the day at the Curragh in the Pretty Polly Stakes. I will be doing my next best bet as Ferris because I think Kind of Blue is not going to be up to his usual classy self. So yeah, nap of the day, Whirl. Next best is Ferris. And yeah, let me know how you get on, guys. Hopefully we get some winners. I've posted up my race day vlog of a day at the races at Newmarket yesterday. So if you want to have a look at that, see how I got on, check that out. And yeah, good luck with your selections.